Now, put up. Okay, okay, look, the big board now shows the low of the day. We're down 260 points on the Dow Jones Industrial Average, ever so significantly down. It's been that way all day. Look, Donald Trump. Now, he's going to give a speech this afternoon about childcare. We know his proposal. Here it is. Income tax deductions for working parents, almost all working parents, all the way up to $250,000 a year. Some deductions for stay-at-home parents. Incentives for employers to provide childcare at work. Guaranteed 6 weeks paid maternity leave. Be quiet, Judge.
Like Bernie Sanders.
Okay, I realize that, but can you just stay out of this for a second?
All right.
Rachel Campos Duffy is our guest, not Judge Napolitano. No, Rachel Campos Duffy right there. Sounds like, I know this is what the judge is going to say, this sounds like a liberal program to me, doesn't it to you?
Well, look, I think the first thing we have to say is great that Donald Trump is engaging in this conversation. A lot of times the conversation about child care, something that's very important to families and especially women, is often ceded to the other side, to the Democrats, and we have a Republican candidate with a very serious proposal. I think the first thing we should say is that he has proposed broad-based tax relief for everybody in his tax plan, which is obviously the best start because it allows parents to decide what they want to do with their money and have more money in their pocket to take personal responsibility for their child care.
Everybody can deduct.
That's right.
I mean, even if you're not making much money at all and you don't pay any federal income tax, that doesn't matter. You would get a bigger check under the Earned Income Tax Credit with Donald Trump's proposal. This is not like the Republicans at all.
No, it is different, and there are some things that I think some really fiscal conservatives are going to have problems with. But I think there's some good stuff in there. I mean, one of the things that I personally think is great is the idea of allowing at-home parents to also engage in that deduction, because a lot of times women are being sort of nudged into daycare. You know, Democrats often say that they like the European plan. The European plan subsidizes daycares, and so it nudges people into daycare. If you poll parents, they'll tell you in America, 60% or more say they prefer to either stay home with their kids or have child care in their home. And so I think what we want to do is provide a plan that empowers parents to make the decision that's best for their child.
How about the 6 weeks guaranteed paid leave? Now, our script said paid maternity leave. I think it's much broader than that. But what do you make of it?
Again, some of the details are missing there. I mean, I'm a mom. I personally like the idea of having that in there. But again, there's a lot of fiscal conservatives out there who don't like that. I think it's a good idea. We want to encourage people to have families. I mean, frankly, the only beef I have with this plan is that it says it caps out at 4. Stuart, you know I have 8 kids,
yes,
and so it caps out at 4 kids. But again, it's a serious plan.
Yes,
there's a little bit for everybody in it, and again, some fiscal conservatives are going to have problems with it. What I think is great is it's better than what the Democrats are offering, which is, again, a lot of subsidies for child care.
I agree with you.
And one thing that's not mentioned in there is regulations. Federal government, state government makes the cost of child care more expensive than it needs to be. We need smart regulations. We need to keep our kids safe. But some of the stuff in there just makes child care way more expensive than it needs to be.
Rachel Campos Duffy, mother of 8, firmly in favor of child care assistance. And I'm not surprised in the slightest. Rachel, thank you very much for joining us. Good stuff. My best to your husband, too.